Welcome to another episode of Andy's Chomping at the Bit, brought to you by Big Andy Media, the official sponsor of every Andy's Chomping at the Bit Friday episode. So, today's episode is actually going to be on success because last Friday we had adversity, and I like this two-part thing. I think I did it with communication originally, and then I followed it up with listing the other part of communication. So, yeah, success. And so, first off, I want to make sure that everyone knows that when I'm talking about this and these episodes, it's through my perspective as I see it. It's not necessarily the official definition, how maybe society sees these issues, these things in life. So success for me, so we're going to go with defining it. I do not necessarily see success as some people do with material, because I just, there's a lot of good people out there that have done a lot of good things with their life and they don't have much material for it. Let's give an example. Mother Teresa or Gandhi. Not a whole lot with them. Or, yeah, so as far as material, but they were very successful in my eyes, and as far as a lot of other people, they were very successful as human beings. So I'll rule out the material. Some people see it as their career. Some people see it as how they, their impact on society. I simplify it quite a bit. For me, I see success as how your approach to life, how you view life, your mindset, how you treat others, how you behave. So when I look at myself in the mirror and I evaluate myself, which I do honestly on a pretty regular basis, it's simple reflection and things I look for from success is, am I happy? And happy is, some people argue there's no such thing. But I actually read from a fortune cookie that my brother had taped on his computer screen. Yeah, I'm reading off a fortune cookie on this one, but it's pretty darn spot on, so I'm going to go with it. It was based around work, and it said, doing what you love is freedom. Loving what you do is happiness. Which sounds very, very cliche or very simplistic, but if you really, really think about that, it's not doing what you love necessarily. I mean, it's always great to do that, but loving what you do. And I've had some jobs where I didn't necessarily like all of the duties of the job, but I loved going to work. I loved showing up. Didn't pay worth anything either, but I loved going in, whether it be to be with my coworkers or just the pride I took in the job. That was happiness. But anyway, so that's part of success. So, but when you wake up, if you have gratitude, if you're living life with gratitude, if you're treating others well, if you're continuously working on yourself and realize that you have a lot more to go and you've done a lot at the same time, and you're content, not complacent, but content. In my eyes, that is where success is. So I'm coming up now. Tomorrow literally is my 2 years clean date, clean and sober. And some people would say, okay, based on X amount of time from when you've cleaned up, that is when you're successful. Or what have you done since then? So I don't like using that. As far as I am concerned, and I feel that I am successful. By my definition, I feel that I am today. And I feel that I was successful a year ago too. As far as I'm concerned, I have been successful I'd say since September 23rd, 2022. Actually, no, we'll go back before that. We'll say September 14th, 2022. That was the day that I decided that enough was enough. I'd already been clean for a week. It wasn't being clean that got me to make this decision. But the fact was, I realized I needed to change, and I was going to change. And I started working for it. And so that was the step towards successful. So I guess wouldn't be successful. I think I was in treatment when it really clicked finally. The gratitude clicked. Not everything is good, not everything's bad. Some things are just the way they are. Some things just are. That mindset, that change, that growth mentally, that was where I feel that I started becoming more successful. And then continuing to apply what I was learning. So every day now, and this is going more towards sustaining at this point. So that's basically how obtaining, the mindset, approaching others, how I treat others, and some days I'm more successful than others, obviously. There's days where I'm grouchy. There's days where sometimes I might be a little condescending, get frustrated trying to explain something. Yeah, not very successful on that. But as far as the grand scheme of things, I feel successful. Do I have the richest life? Not even close. No. There's a lot of things I don't have. A lot of things I still want. But just because I want something, just because I aspire for more, doesn't mean I'm not successful at this moment. By the way I see it. I don't have to be, I don't have to be a millionaire to be happy. I don't have to have the best car. I don't have to be, the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. I don't need that. Some of it I don't even want. I don't want to have necessarily, I don't want to be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. I love Big Andy Media, but I just don't see that getting that big, nor do I want it to get that big, to be honest with you. I want it to be big enough that I enjoy, not big enough that I have to stress out over every little thing. And so but, there's things I want as far as family goals too. But I don't need to have those right now to be successful. I can be content with where I'm at. I know that I'm making a difference in the world, but I don't need to necessarily make a huge difference in the world. The people around me, I see appreciation from, and that when I get just simply seeing smiles on people's faces, that in itself for me is a part of success. I don't need, like I said, I don't need all the material. Obviously I want some of it, but I don't need it to be successful. So every morning when I wake up, there's a little routine I go through to sustain in my mind. And the routine is every morning I say a prayer. And this is not, like I said, not a religious podcast. You can be for or against religion. You can be for or against what I do. Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has their own beliefs. I respect yours. Just saying it out. Anyway, so I say my prayer, and essentially it consists of, I thank God for giving me another day to wake up alive and in good health, clean and sober, and free. And then I thank God for all of the support I have in this world, at all levels, and for putting that support in my life. And then I pray for usually a handful of people that are on my mind, and I pray that I know are struggling, and I pray for them, and then I pray for myself also for growth and guidance on a path that he sees fit for me, not necessarily what I see best fit. And that summarizes, and then the Serenity Prayer to end it. But that's essentially my prayer in the morning, and then I do the same thing in the evening, giving thanks for making it through a day instead of starting a day. And the people might change, but the general order, the general format's the same, and it works. It helps me. It helps me a lot. And people have argued about why prayer works. People have, even a couple people have asked me personally, how do you know that that's God that's doing that, or how do you know it's not just placebo? And so my short answer on that, and like I said, this isn't a religious podcast, so I'm just going to put it out here. I don't care if it's God. I don't care if it's placebo. I really don't care why it works. I'm just grateful that it does work. Simple as that. You don't have to believe the same thing I believe. It's just, it works for me. And there's not a cookie cutter solution for everyone. I've tried making that clear too. What might work for me might not work for you. How I define success, you might see as ridiculous. That's your choice. It's your opinion. I respect your difference. But for me, that's how I see it. So today I feel that I am successful. I'm right where I need to be right now. I'm making an impact to the best of my ability right now. And I'm happy. I can honestly say that I'm happy. When I wake up, I remembered worse times. And I can look back and be like, wow, I really have come a long way. And then I can look the other way and be like, wow, I have a lot more room to grow. And I'm going to work to get there. And to get there, I'll never get to the finish line of there as far as within my lifetime. I don't want to reach the peak because the peak should always be going a little further. I'm just enjoying the time getting there. That is success for me. And I'm happy with the people around me. And I know that some of them at least are happy with me being around them. And that really means a lot. So there isn't really much more you could want as far as to be successful. And if you have the money, if you have the material, but you don't have that, I'd take where I'm at, honestly, over that. So that is today's Andy's Chomping at the Bit episode on success, to the best of my ability for that one. But I also want to mention once again that Andy's Chomping at the Bit is brought to you by Big Andy Media, the official sponsor of every Andy's Chomping at the Bit Friday episode. Also, Big Andy Media is the official business to go with for sponsoring the Singing for a Cause charity event, which is, if you go to bigandymedia.com and then go to the Singing for a Cause page within there, you will find all the information about Singing for a Cause, and you'll also find about this month's spotlight charity, which is the Save the Music Foundation. Excellent charity. Played a major factor in my life because music essentially shaped where I am today in a lot of ways. So, but also the first and third Sunday of every month is the Request It Live, which is a virtual performance where you can make a donation or tip, or donation/tip, and in return you get to make a request for a song. So, and that streams live through as of right now, it streams live through the Andy Schiffer music band page. Like I said, first, third Sunday, and it is from 11 to 1. And so half of all the money from that goes to that charity. Also, 100% of all music that is sold through the Singing for a Cause page at bigandymedia.com, 100% of that goes to the charity for that month. So check it out. Like I said, bigandymedia.com/singing for a cause, and you can look into all that information and about the charity event as well as Save the Music Foundation. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you again on Monday for another Daily Biscuit. So take care. Have a good one.